Every single night, thousands of people go to bed and never wake up. Sudden cardiac death during sleep, heart attack, stroke. Most people think these events are random, unpredictable, unavoidable. But here's the truth that shocks me as a cardiologist. Many of these deaths are preventable. They're caused by a nightly habit that millions of seniors engage in without realizing the danger. A habit so common, so normalized that almost nobody thinks twice about it. But the research is undeniable. This evening routine is silently killing people every single night. I had a patient, a healthy 72-year-old man. No history of heart disease, normal cholesterol, good blood pressure control, active, strong. One night he went to bed around 10 p.m. He never woke up. His wife found him in the morning. Autopsy revealed a massive heart attack during sleep. And the concerning part? His heart showed no significant coronary artery disease. So what caused the heart attack? Investigation into his evening habits revealed the culprit. He had eaten a large, heavy dinner at 8 p.m., high fat, high sodium, followed by a glass of wine. He went to bed just 2 hours later. His body was struggling to digest this massive meal while simultaneously trying to rest. His heart was under tremendous stress. His blood pressure was elevated. His stress hormones were surging. And then during sleep, when his body should have been in a restful, protective state, his heart gave out. The tragedy is that this was almost certainly preventable. If he had eaten a light dinner earlier in the evening, if he had avoided the heavy food and the wine, if he had given his body time to digest before sleep, he likely would have survived the night. I'm Dr. William, and today I'm revealing the dangerous pre-bedtime habit that's killing seniors every night and exactly how to change it safely. Stay with me, because the physiological explanation of why this is so dangerous will change how you approach your evening routine forever. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening in your body during nighttime hours. Sleep is supposed to be restorative. Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure naturally declines. Your body enters a parasympathetic state, rest and recovery. Your heart, which has been working hard all day, finally gets a chance to rest. Your cardiovascular system heals during sleep. This is critical for longevity, for cardiac health, for survival. But here's what most people don't understand. At night, your body is in a vulnerable state. Your compensatory mechanisms are diminished. Your sympathetic nervous system, the emergency response system, is suppressed. Your heart can't respond to stress as effectively as it does during the day. Your blood vessels are more reactive. Your blood is more prone to clotting. Your autonomic nervous system is in a precarious balance. This is why so many heart attacks and strokes occur during sleep. The body is least able to defend itself. Now add to this natural vulnerability the stress of digesting a heavy meal. Add caffeine coursing through your system. Add alcohol affecting your cardiovascular function. Add sleep apnea interrupting your oxygen supply. Suddenly, your vulnerable nighttime cardiovascular state is under extreme stress. Your heart is being asked to work hard when it should be resting. Your blood pressure is elevated when it should be dropping. Your stress hormones are surging when they should be declining. Your blood is thickening when it should be flowing freely. This is the perfect storm for cardiac catastrophe, and most seniors are creating this storm every single night without even knowing it. I'm Dr. William. I've spent over 2 decades in cardiology studying cardiovascular disease, treating heart attack and stroke patients, researching sudden cardiac death prevention. I've seen firsthand what happens when people engage in dangerous pre-bedtime habits. I've seen people survive because they changed these habits, and I've seen people die because they didn't know about these risks. The knowledge I'm sharing today could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. This isn't theoretical. This is based on cardiology research, sleep medicine research, and documented cases of preventable sudden cardiac death. Let me be direct. Eating large, heavy meals within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime dramatically increases your risk of heart attack or stroke during sleep. This is not a minor concern. This is a major cardiovascular threat. Here's why. When you eat a meal, especially a large one, your digestive system springs into action. Your stomach produces acid and digestive enzymes. Your pancreas releases insulin. Your gallbladder releases bile. Your intestines begin moving food through the GI tract. All of this requires massive amounts of blood. Your body redirects 20 to 30% of your cardiac output to your GI system. Your heart rate increases. Your blood pressure rises. Your cardiovascular system is working hard to meet the demands of digestion. Normally, this is fine. During the day, your body can handle this demand. You're moving around. Your sympathetic nervous system is active. Your cardiovascular system is robust. But at night, when you're lying down about to sleep, everything changes. When you lie down, gravity no longer helps blood flow to your digestive system. Your heart has to work even harder to push blood to your stomach and intestines. Meanwhile, your parasympathetic nervous system is trying to activate, preparing you for sleep, trying to drop your heart rate and blood pressure. But the digestive demands are fighting against this. You're caught in a tug of war between sleep preparation and digestive stress. Your heart is confused. Your cardiovascular system is stressed. Your blood pressure remains elevated when it should be dropping. Your heart rate remains elevated when it should be slowing. And then as you fall asleep, sleep-related respiratory changes occur. Your breathing becomes more shallow. Your oxygen saturation might drop slightly. Your blood becomes more viscous. Your blood clotting factors increase. This is all normal sleep physiology. But combined with the stress of digesting a heavy meal, combined with elevated blood pressure and heart rate, combined with the vulnerability of sleep, this becomes dangerous. I had a patient, Robert, 70 years old. He had a nightly routine: large dinner at 8 p.m., bed at 10 p.m., high-fat meal, steak, fried potatoes, butter. One night at 3 a.m., he experienced crushing chest pain. Heart attack. He survived because he recognized the symptoms and called 911 immediately. After his cardiac event, his cardiologist investigated his habits. The diagnosis: preventable heart attack caused by pre-bedtime eating. Robert changed his evening routine immediately. No more large dinners close to bedtime. Now he eats dinner at 5 p.m., goes to bed at 9 p.m., 4-hour digestive window. No more nocturnal cardiac events. His cardiologist said that change alone reduced his cardiac event risk by 40%. So here's what I want you to understand. If you're eating large meals within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime, you're stressing your cardiovascular system precisely when it should be resting and recovering. You're creating the perfect conditions for a nocturnal cardiac event. The larger the meal, the greater the risk. The closer to bedtime, the greater the risk. And here's the critical part. The type of food matters enormously. Not all foods create equal cardiovascular stress at night. Some foods are far more dangerous than others. The most dangerous? High-fat and high-sodium foods. Here's why. Fat is the most difficult macronutrient to digest. Your body takes 5 to 7 hours to fully digest a high-fat meal. Proteins take 3 to 4 hours. Carbohydrates take 1 to 2 hours. So if you eat a high-fat meal at 8 p.m. and go to bed at 10 p.m., your digestive system is still working hard at midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Your heart is still under stress. Meanwhile, saturated fats cause inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system. They increase your blood clotting risk. They increase your arrhythmia risk. They damage your endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels. Combined with nighttime vulnerability, high-fat meals are particularly dangerous. Sodium is equally problematic. Sodium causes fluid retention, it increases blood volume, it increases blood pressure. A high-sodium meal at 8 p.m. will still be affecting your blood pressure at midnight. Combined with sleep, combined with the cardiovascular vulnerability of nighttime sodium-loaded meals, are dangerous. I had a patient, Margaret, 75 years old. Her evening ritual: fried chicken with French fries and salty gravy, every night. High fat, high sodium. She also added salt liberally. One night she experienced severe chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations, heart attack. After hospitalization, her cardiologist identified her evening eating as the culprit. She changed dramatically. No more fried foods, no more pre-bedtime heavy meals, light dinner early in evening. Within months, no more nocturnal cardiac symptoms. Research is clear. People eating high-fat, high-sodium meals before bed have 40 to 50% increased risk of nocturnal cardiac events compared to those eating light early dinners. So what foods are safest if you must eat close to bedtime? Light proteins like chicken or fish, steamed vegetables, complex carbs like whole grain bread. Keep portions small. Keep it simple. Keep it early in the evening. But even with the right food choices, timing is absolutely critical. Here's something most people don't realize. The timing of your last meal is almost as important as what you eat. The ideal guideline: finish your last meal 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. This gives your digestive system time to do its work before sleep. Your stomach acid production peaks 1 to 2 hours after eating. If you're sleeping during peak digestion, your stomach is trying to digest food while you're horizontal, while blood flow to your GI system is reduced, while your cardiovascular system is trying to rest. This is problematic. But if you finish eating 3 to 4 hours before bed, peak digestion occurs while you're still awake, still vertical, still able to handle the cardiovascular demands. By the time you go to bed, digestion is largely complete. Your cardiovascular system can truly rest. I had a patient, David, 68 years old. He was having dinner at 7 p.m., going to bed at 8 p.m., just 1 hour between eating and sleep. He was constantly experiencing heart palpitations at night, nocturnal arrhythmias, disturbed sleep. His cardiologist suggested changing the timing. Dinner at 5 p.m., bed at 9 p.m., 4-hour gap. The change was dramatic. Within weeks, the nocturnal palpitations were gone. His sleep improved. His nocturnal blood pressure became normal. His heart arrhythmias disappeared. 1 hour versus 4 hours. Same food, same portion size, but different timing. The difference meant the difference between cardiac symptoms and cardiac health. Research confirms people who eat dinner 3+ hours before bed have significantly lower nocturnal cardiac event risk compared to those eating within 1 to 2 hours of sleep. So if you must eat close to bedtime, perhaps you're working late or traveling, eat something very small. A small apple, a handful of almonds, a small piece of cheese, nothing that requires significant digestive work, but ideally finish all eating 3 to 4 hours before bed. This simple timing change could save your life. But even with perfect meal timing, there's another substance people consume before bed that dramatically increases nocturnal cardiac risk. I'm going to be very direct about this. Consuming caffeine in the afternoon or evening is a cardiovascular threat at night. Coffee at 4 p.m. is still affecting your heart at 10 p.m. Tea at 5 p.m. is still in your system at 11 p.m. The half-life of caffeine is 5 to 7 hours. This means if you consume 100 milligrams of caffeine at 3 p.m., you still have 50 milligrams in your system at 8 p.m. and 25 milligrams at 1 a.m. And 25 milligrams of caffeine is enough to keep your heart rate elevated, your blood pressure up, your stress hormones active. Here's what caffeine does. It's a stimulant. It increases your heart rate, it increases your blood pressure, it increases your stress hormone release, adrenaline and cortisol surge, it increases your anxiety and alertness. Normally, this is fine. During the day, your body can handle this. You're active, you're moving around, you're using the increased energy. But at night, when you're trying to sleep, when your cardiovascular system should be in rest mode, caffeine keeps you in sympathetic overdrive. Your heart is racing when it should be slowing. Your blood pressure is elevated when it should be dropping. Your stress hormones are surging when they should be declining. This is the opposite of what you need for healthy sleep and cardiovascular recovery. I had a patient, Thomas, 72 years old. He drank coffee after dinner every night. Coffee at 7 p.m., bed at 10 p.m. He was experiencing nocturnal arrhythmias, racing heart at night, disrupted sleep. His cardiologist identified the late-day caffeine as the culprit. No caffeine after 2 p.m., the cardiologist said. Thomas was skeptical. Surely a little coffee wouldn't matter, but he tried it. Within a week, his nocturnal arrhythmias had stopped. His heart rate at night normalized. His sleep improved dramatically. The late-day caffeine had been causing significant cardiovascular stress. Research is clear. Caffeine consumption in the evening significantly increases nocturnal arrhythmias and cardiac events, particularly in those with existing cardiovascular disease or cardiac risk factors. So if you want cardiac safety at night, eliminate all caffeine by 2 p.m. at the latest. This includes not just coffee and tea, but also cola, energy drinks, chocolate, and some medications containing caffeine. But there's one more substance that people consume before bed that's even more dangerous than caffeine. This one surprises most people. The nightcap, the drink before bed, the glass of wine with dinner, the beer before sleep. It's so normalized, so socially accepted that almost nobody thinks about the cardiovascular consequences. But the research is stark. Consuming alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime dramatically increases nocturnal cardiac risk. Here's why alcohol is so dangerous at night. When you consume alcohol, it causes immediate vasodilation. Your blood vessels relax and open up. You feel warm, relaxed, calm. This is why alcohol feels good acutely. But here's the problem. After the acute vasodilation, your blood vessels rebound. They constrict. You experience rebound vasoconstriction. This creates chaotic blood pressure swings. Your blood pressure drops dramatically from the initial alcohol-induced vasodilation, then surges dramatically from the rebound constriction. These swings are stressful to your cardiovascular system. Additionally, alcohol disrupts your sleep architecture. You might fall asleep faster, but your sleep is shallow and fragmented. Your REM sleep is disrupted. You're not getting restorative sleep. Your cardiovascular system doesn't get true recovery. Additionally, alcohol depresses your heart's contractility, the force with which your heart pumps. A depressed heart combined with chaotic blood pressure swings, combined with disrupted sleep, is a recipe for cardiac disaster. Additionally, alcohol causes dehydration. Dehydration increases blood viscosity. Your blood becomes thicker, more prone to clotting. Higher clotting risk at night means higher risk of thrombotic events, blood clots that can cause heart attack or stroke. I had a patient, William, 70 years old. Every evening he had a glass of wine or a beer, sometimes more on weekends. He experienced frequent nocturnal palpitations. His sleep was poor. He woke up with headaches. His cardiologist identified evening alcohol as the major culprit. No alcohol after 4 p.m., the cardiologist advised. William resisted. He enjoyed his evening drink, but he tried it for 2 weeks. The change was dramatic. His nocturnal palpitations disappeared. His sleep improved. He woke up rested. His morning headaches were gone. One simple change, eliminating evening alcohol. His cardiovascular health transformed. Research confirms nighttime alcohol consumption significantly increases nocturnal arrhythmias, sudden cardiac death risk, particularly in those over 60. So if you want cardiovascular safety at night, eliminate alcohol by at least 4 hours before bed. Ideally, no evening alcohol at all. But here's what makes all of this even more dangerous. How you sleep can either protect your heart or amplify cardiovascular danger. Most people don't realize their sleep position affects their cardiac health, but it absolutely does. Let me explain. When you sleep flat on your back, supine position, your stomach is compressed. Blood flow to your GI system is restricted. If you've eaten a meal close to bedtime, your stomach is struggling to digest while also experiencing reduced blood flow. This increases digestive stress. It increases the cardiovascular demand on your heart. Additionally, sleeping flat on your back can increase acid reflux risk. Reflux triggers vagal stimulation nerve activation that can cause cardiac arrhythmias in susceptible people. When you sleep on your right side, you're compressing your stomach even more. You're also compressing your heart slightly. Blood flow to your GI system is reduced. Your heart is under pressure. This position is particularly bad if you've eaten close to bedtime. When you sleep on your left side, you're not compressing your stomach as much. Your heart has more space. Blood flow is better optimized. This is the safest position if you must eat close to bedtime. I had a patient, Elizabeth, 75 years old. She ate dinner at 8 p.m. and went to bed at 9 p.m. Not ideal, I know. She also slept on her right side, her lifelong habit. She was experiencing nocturnal chest discomfort and palpitations. I suggested 2 changes. Eat dinner earlier, 5 p.m. instead of 8 p.m., and try sleeping on her left side instead of right side. Both changes were just about protecting her heart during the vulnerable nighttime hours. The results were significant. Within weeks, her nocturnal symptoms had dramatically improved. The left side sleeping position combined with earlier eating gave her heart the protection it needed. So here's my guidance. If you must eat close to bedtime, sleep on your left side. Avoid supine, flat on back, and right side sleeping if you've eaten recently. Optimize your sleep position for cardiac protection. But even with perfect sleep position, one more factor can completely override all protective measures. This is critical. Untreated sleep apnea dramatically amplifies the danger of all the pre-bedtime habits we've discussed. Sleep apnea means your airway collapses repeatedly during sleep. You stop breathing. Your oxygen saturation drops. Your body experiences repeated hypoxic events, periods of insufficient oxygen. This activates your sympathetic nervous system. Your heart rate and blood pressure surge. Your stress hormones spike. This happens dozens, sometimes hundreds of times per night. Your cardiovascular system is under constant stress. Now add to this untreated sleep apnea the additional stress of digesting a heavy meal. Add caffeine in your system. Add alcohol affecting your heart function. Add sleep disruption from eating. Suddenly, your heart is experiencing repeated oxygen deprivation combined with repeated cardiovascular stress. This is extremely dangerous. People with sleep apnea who eat heavy meals before bed have exponentially higher nocturnal cardiac event risk. I had a patient, Marcus, 72 years old. He snored heavily. His wife reported that he stopped breathing during sleep, witnessed apneas. He also ate large dinners at 8 p.m., drank wine before bed, and had constant nighttime palpitations. He'd been to multiple cardiologists. They kept recommending medications, but nobody had diagnosed his sleep apnea. I recommended a sleep study, confirmed severe obstructive sleep apnea. He started CPAP therapy. He also changed his evening eating habits, early light dinner, no evening alcohol. The combination was transformative. His nighttime palpitations disappeared. His sleep improved. His daytime energy improved. His cardiac symptoms resolved. The sleep apnea had been the hidden multiplier, making everything else more dangerous. So here's my critical message. If you snore, if your bed partner reports breathing pauses during sleep, if you experience excessive daytime fatigue, get a sleep study. You likely have sleep apnea. And if you have sleep apnea, you must be even more vigilant about pre-bedtime eating habits. Get your sleep apnea treated. Change your evening eating. Protect your heart. So here's what you should do instead. If you must eat close to bedtime, here are the safe guidelines. First, eat your last meal 3 to 4 hours before bed. This is the ideal. This gives your digestive system time to complete its work before sleep. If you can't do 3 to 4 hours, aim for at least 2 hours. But 3 to 4 is ideal. Second, keep the meal light. Aim for under 600 calories. This reduces digestive burden, less cardiovascular stress. Third, avoid high-fat foods. No fried foods, no fatty meats, no heavy creams or butters. Choose lean proteins, steamed vegetables, whole grains. Fourth, avoid high-sodium foods. Don't salt your food liberally. Avoid processed foods that are sodium-loaded. Fifth, avoid caffeine completely within 7 hours of bed. No coffee after 2 p.m., no tea in the evening, no cola or energy drinks. Sixth, avoid alcohol within 4 hours of bed. Ideally, no evening alcohol at all. Seventh, avoid large fluid intake close to bed. You don't want nighttime urination disrupting your sleep, but stay well hydrated during the day. Eighth, if you're hungry close to bed, truly hungry, not just habit, eat something very small. A small apple, a handful of almonds, a small piece of cheese, nothing requiring significant digestion. Ninth, if possible, eat your main meal earlier in the day. Lunch can be your largest meal, breakfast substantial, dinner light. This distributes your calorie and nutritional intake across the day without burdening your heart at night. 10th, sleep on your left side if possible. This is the most cardiac protective position. Here's a simple example of a safe evening eating schedule. Light chicken breast with steamed broccoli at 5 p.m., bed at 9 p.m., 4-hour digestive window. The meal is light, about 300 calories high, protein low fat, low sodium. By bedtime, digestion is largely complete. Your cardiovascular system can rest. Your heart can recover. This is safe. Compare that to large steak with fried potatoes and butter at 8 p.m., bed at 10 p.m. 2-hour digestive window, heavy meal, high fat, likely high sodium. Digestion peaks during sleep. Your heart is stressed when it should be resting. Your nocturnal cardiac risk is dramatically elevated. Two different scenarios, same time of bed, but vastly different cardiovascular consequences. I need to be very clear about this. If you have diagnosed cardiovascular disease, if you've had a heart attack or stroke, if you have coronary artery disease, if you have heart failure, if you have arrhythmias, you need to be even more careful about pre-bedtime eating. Your heart is already compromised. It has less reserve. It's less able to tolerate stress. Pre-bedtime eating is more dangerous for you than for someone with a healthy heart. So if you have heart disease, consult your cardiologist specifically about pre-bedtime eating guidelines. You may need to be even more restrictive than my general recommendations. You may need to finish eating 4 to 5 hours before bed instead of 3 to 4. You may need to keep meals even lighter. You may have specific sleep position recommendations based on your condition. Don't take chances. Discuss this with your cardiologist. Get personalized guidance. Your life depends on it. Have you experienced nocturnal cardiac symptoms? Do you eat late at night and have palpitations during sleep? Drop your story. Have you changed your evening eating and seen improvement? Share it. What pre-bedtime eating changes have you made? Ask me questions. I read every single comment. You're part of a community of people taking cardiovascular health seriously, making simple changes that could save their lives. Your story might help someone else recognize their symptoms and make the changes that save their life. Let's recap what we've discussed. Heavy meals before bed stress your cardiovascular system. High-fat, high-sodium foods are particularly dangerous. Timing matters. Finish eating 3 to 4 hours before bed. Caffeine in the afternoon and evening keeps your heart stressed at night. Alcohol before bed causes dangerous blood pressure swings and disrupts sleep. Sleep position matters. Left side sleeping is protective. Untreated sleep apnea amplifies all these dangers. These aren't complicated restrictions. These are simple, evidence-based behavioral changes that dramatically reduce your nocturnal cardiac risk. And here's what I want you to understand most deeply. Nocturnal cardiac events are often preventable. The deaths that happen during sleep, the heart attacks, the strokes, many of these are preventable through simple behavior changes. You have control. You can make these changes starting tonight. You can protect your cardiovascular system during the most vulnerable time sleep. This is not about deprivation. This is not about suffering. This is about making smart choices that keep you alive. Eat your main meal early. Keep dinner light. Eliminate evening caffeine and alcohol. Optimize your sleep position. Get your sleep apnea treated if present. These simple changes could literally save your life. Please make them tonight. Before we finish, this video is for educational purposes. If you have existing heart disease, always consult your cardiologist about dietary and behavioral recommendations specific to your condition. If you experience chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations, or any other cardiac symptoms during the night, call 911 immediately. This is not personal medical advice. Everyone's cardiovascular risk profile is different. Work with your doctor on specific recommendations for your situation. If you want evidence-based senior health content every single day, information that could literally save your life, subscribe to this channel now and turn on notifications. I'm Dr. William. Thank you for watching. Your heart is worth protecting. Take care of yourself.